Messi is the most criticized player in the history of football. Yes, I repeat it. Messi is the most criticized player in the history of football. Wait, relax. Before you get me, watch this video till the end. Then you get to know why Messi is the most criticized player in the history of football. But before I continue, kindly follow this channel and like this video, share, subscribe to my YouTube channel, go to my bio, click on the YouTube icon and subscribe. Now, let's come back. Most people say Cristiano Ronaldo is the most criticized player in the world. The media has criticized Ronaldo a lot than Messi. Now, ask this simple question. What is there to be criticized about Lionel Messi? A guy who has won the Olympics Golden Ball medal with Argentina, a guy who has won the Champions League, a guy who has won every trophy available for him to be won, a guy who has won the Club World Cup best player of the tournament twice, a guy who has won the most Ballon d'Or, the most FIFA the best, the most European Golden Boot, the most player of the tournament. Not only that, a guy who is the best dribbler in the history of football, a guy who is the best assist in the history of football ahead of the best midfielder, a guy who is the best playmaker, a guy who has won the most playmaker award ahead of best midfielder, a guy who has been criticized for not winning any international trophy with Argentina. He went ahead to win the Finalissima, the Copa America. A guy who has been given a script, a score sheet to win the World Cup before becoming the best player or the greatest of all time. A guy who has been heavily criticized for losing 2 finals with Argentina, the Copa America and the World Cup. A guy who has come back to win the World Cup with Argentina at the age of 30. A guy who has won the most man of the match award in a single World Cup tournament. Now ask the question, what is there to be criticized about Lionel Messi? A guy who has left Barcelona with the entire Barcelona squad team and fans crying. A guy who has been criticized, insulted by Paris Saint-Germain fans, but he never insulted the club. He never granted any interview to insult the club. He patiently waited for his contract to run off and he left. A guy who has been criticized for not able to win anything outside Barcelona. A guy who has went ahead to win 3 Ballon d'Ors outside of Barcelona. A guy who has gone to the MLS to win a first trophy for a club that has never tasted a final before. A guy who is the second greatest goal scorer in the history of football. He can score, he can assist, he can be a playmaker. In fact, if you put Messi in a goalkeeping post, he will become the best goalkeeper in the history of football. A guy who doesn't talk on media, a guy who doesn't criticize anybody, a guy who doesn't care about anybody, a guy who doesn't care about what people want. In fact, he was asked who is the greatest player, the guy who didn't mention himself. A guy who is having a best family, very loyal to his wife, everything. What is there to be criticized about Lionel Messi? The only thing left for people to criticize about Lionel Messi is this: trying to score a goal for your team, dribbling the ball and then notice that a player is lying in front of you and people expected him to stop the play and he decided to chip the ball, didn't hit the player, and then people are criticizing. That is what is left for people to criticize about Lionel Messi. In fact, let me tell you this, a lot of people hate to call Lionel Messi the greatest player of all time. A lot of people call Messi the greatest player of all time, but they don't love him, but they have no option. Not all people that call Messi the greatest player of all time love Messi. And not all people that call Messi the greatest player of all time hate Ronaldo. It is just that Messi, you cannot help it. You cannot just help it. Yes, that is why. Now, if you like this video, kindly share this video, follow for more football content, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Simon Football Arena.